Hey, hello everybody. So this video is going to be about lumbar stabilization. So really getting in there and working your core muscles along with your pelvic floor and the breath coordination to really get those pelvic floor muscles and the core muscles to fire together. Okay, so these are the four basic exercises that I do for myself for the core. But then also find it, they are really helpful for people who have some low back pain, and they can start these exercises pretty darn quickly. Okay, so first one is going to be what's called the bird dog. And so what you're going to be on hands and knees. If you need to do this in your bed, that's fine. If it's you find it's too soft, then you may be able to be on the floor on a yoga mat, but it's fine to start in the bed if you want. Okay. So what you're going to do is your hands are going to be directly under your shoulders. Your knees are going to be under your hips. So you don't want the hips or the knees too far away or too much under you. So you're thinking about making a tabletop, okay? You want to find neutral. So what that means is you don't want to be too arched and you don't want to be too arched. You want to find that middle, like a table, like there is a cup of water on that table and you're holding everything steady, okay? Now from this position, what you're going to do is lift your opposite arm and leg, but you're only going to go as far as you can and not spill that cup of water that you're pretending is on your back, okay? So what that looks like is you're here and you're going to go up only where you keep everything stable and then bring it back in. So what you don't want is to start to go up and then the pelvic drops, okay? Or you go up too high and you arch it, or when you bring it in, you hike it to replace it, okay? So your main goal is to think about what your back is doing, what your pelvis is doing, not what the arm and leg is doing. So what it would look like is here, and here, slow and easy so you can concentrate. Exhale as you're moving, inhale as you bring it back down, okay? Next one will be a side plank, and you can start if you are not used to doing side planks or you have some pretty acute back pain. You can do it with a bent elbow, elbows directly under your shoulder, and bent knees. You want your body stacked, so shoulders are stacked over shoulders, up nice and tall. You're gonna inhale, and then you're gonna exhale up. Once you're here, you're gonna hold that position as you breathe naturally. All right, maybe 5 seconds to start, 10 seconds, building up to about 20 seconds, 3 times on each side. If this is too easy, then you can go straight legs. So you're here, you're still stacked. So you don't want to be forward. You want to keep those shoulders stacked, and you're going to lift up and hold that position. Again, still lift on the exhale, and you don't want to be forward. Everything is stacked. Okay, next one is called the dead bug. You're going to be on your back here. All right, again, you want to find neutral spine. So from this position, you don't want to be arched up. Let me make this shoulder sweater. So you don't want to be arched up, and you don't want to be curled so it looks like you're pushing down into the table. Okay, so everything is still. Your cup of water, like we talked about, is going to be here on your lower stomach. Arms and legs are up. And from this position, you're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg, lower on the exhale, but not let your pelvis tilt up or back. All right, so when you bring the leg back, you don't want to curl your back into the table. So you keep that neutral position. Let's see if I can show you better. Okay, you want to keep that neutral position, not be too arched up and not be curled back. So here, neutral. Only go as low as you can and not like your back arch up. And then when you bring it back, you don't want to curve your back down and poke your belly out. Everything should be nice and flat and controlled. Like that. Okay? All right, last one is on your stomach. Now your cup of water is on your low back. And when you do this one, you want to make sure you're not lifting high enough that your back arches or you start tilting your pelvis like that. So what that looks like is you're going to lock out your leg, you're going to lift up barely, back down. Retighten, lift the other leg, up and down. So you don't want any movement here at the back. It should just be down below. So here, you're lifting on the exhale. You don't want this, and you don't want that, okay? Nice and control, easy. There. All right, and I would just recommend 10 reps of each of those, and make sure that you exhale on the hardest part of the work. Okay, thanks.